I'm about to make the dough for my Jamaican beef patties. I'm going to use some fiery Dam jerk. That's a tablespoon of that. I have a teaspoon of turmeric and a tablespoon of Madras curry powder. I'm gonna sift all this together and then get going. Just sift in the flours, 8 cups of flour in there. There's 1 tablespoon of fiery jerk, a teaspoon of turmeric, 2 tablespoons of Madras curry powder. I think I said 1 earlier. There's 2, sorry. There we have it. My butter is all cut up into my flour. I'm going to start adding a little bit of water now, a little bit at a time. Get that like into a ball. It's about 10 to 20 tablespoons that you add. Kind of depends, but we shall see where we go. So there is 10 tablespoons. It's just under a cup. I will slowly add that. I'll get this all mixed up into a ball. Once I get it into a nice little ball, it's going to be a little bit yellow because the turmeric and the curry powder, which is great. But once I get it into a little ball, I'm going to get it into the fridge where it's going to sit for an hour, and that's when I'm going to start my filling. There we have it. There is my ball of dough. Look at the yellow color we get from the turmeric and the curry. It smells so good in here. I ended up using 30 tablespoons of water, cold water. And now I'm going to put this in the fridge for an hour and get busy with my ground beef mixture. There, I've got all my ingredients together. Here is a great big red onion. I normally use 2 medium. I can't even hold it in my hand. It's like so heavy. So I normally use 2 medium ones. I'm going to use 1 great big one. I have garlic that we grew in our garden. I'm going to use 14 cloves of that. I normally use 6 habanero peppers, but the other 2 didn't look so great, so I'm only using 4. There's some thyme from the garden. I usually use about a cup of green onions. There's 10 trimmed there. I'm going to use those. That smells amazing, and I haven't even started with it. I have 4 tablespoons of Madras curry powder. I have 2 tablespoons of red crushed chili flakes, 1 teaspoon of Indian chili powder, which is that little bit in the corner there, and then I have a teaspoon of turmeric. I have 2 pounds of ground beef weighed out. There's a little bit more than 2 pounds because I had a whole bunch, and that's what I've kept. I put it in my flour bowl. It's just had flour in there. I'm going to put all my vegetables into my little counter mixer except for my red onion. I'm just going to dice that up fine, but the rest of it is going to get processed. My garlic is peeled. I've got my stuff in there, my peppers, my green onions, my thyme. I normally put in a tablespoon of seasoning salt, but because I only used my normal Indian chili powder, not the hot chili powder, instead of using seasoning salt, I am adding some hot damn. 1 tablespoon of that. There we go. Get that on there, make sure it's locked in. It's on puree. Seconds, look at that. There we go. There, let's fry up the beef and make our mixture. I have 1 tablespoon, about 1 tablespoon of olive oil in here. I have heated it up. I am going to get my ground beef in there. Nice sizzle. I can never hear enough sizzle. And then I'm going to add my onions. Once I get my beef sorted, so normally I would drain this. I used lean, so there's not that much, but I'm going to leave that in. I'm kind of going to cook it down a little bit more than I normally would. You're totally welcome to drain it if you like. I am not going to this time. And I'd also like to say, normally I cut my onions a little finer, but I'm going to leave it like this and see what kind of flavor I get. And if it doesn't work the way I want it to, in case I forget to mention at the end of the video, if you want to know how the chunky onions turned out, just send me a message. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and the bell if you want to hear when I put something up. My Instagram is MacDogMac. So see, it's almost boiled, it's almost cooked out now. That's when I squeeze it together. I'm only getting that little bit out. So I am now going to add my food processor mixture with my habaneros, my green onions, my garlic. My thyme was in there. This is going to start smelling pretty nice. I'm going to saute this for a couple minutes, and then I am going to add all my seasonings. I also added that extra tablespoon of the Neil Surratt hot damn. Get a bit more spice in there. There we go. Give that a mix up. Saute it for a minute, and then add my spices. I totally wish you could smell in here right now, because it smells amazing. I kind of just want to grab the spoon like that and have a big bite. If you've never made Jamaican beef patties, you should give them a go. They're super tasty. You can make them as hot as you like them. If you're not sure about temperature levels, shoot me a DM. Shoot me a message on YouTube or a DM on Instagram. I would be happy to help you out. There we go. I'm going to add all my spices in there. Now the aroma is going to start. Not that it hasn't already, but now that we got the curry in here. After this, we're going to add the broth and the soy sauce. Get some liquids going on in here. Cook this for a minute and then get the sauces going. And she's bubbling away. We're just going to let her simmer for a few minutes. I just tasted it. It tastes absolutely delicious. It's quite spicy, but it will tame down a little bit once it's reduced and the stock and the soy sauce gets in there. But then with the pastry, once it's mixed together and baked, it'll be lovely. There, so that's reduced down enough for me. It's probably been about 10 minutes. Now I'll let it cool down, and then I will start rolling out my pastry dough. And the beef mixture is done. I'm going to add the panko so that it absorbs any liquid and it doesn't make the pastry soggy. Then I'm going to chill it and get rolling. Now it is time to roll out my dough. I did take a little bit aside. Let me show you here. I took a little bit and put it aside because I am going to stuff it with some cheese. So I'll have cheese and beef in a few of them, but the rest will just be normal. I absolutely love this rolling pin. You can kind of like get your arms right in there and get it moving. So if you've never tried one of these, they're amazing to roll out dough. So she's all rolled out pretty thin. Here is my, you don't have to use one of these. I just had them, the whole set, because I do make pierogies. I mixed some extra aged cheddar in there, already shredded. We bought it that way. There's my egg wash. I'm gonna get going. couple little tips for you. When you're sealing your dough, if you put the egg around the perimeter of it, it'll seal better once you flip it. And then when you are going to press it, if it's sticky, just take your flour, fork, and dip it in the flour, and then it won't stick to your dough. And there they are, all finished up. I ended up getting 34 total.